Yeah. Hello, everyone. So we'll start with the Informix HQ presentation first, and then we will show you in the demo how Informix HQ works, how you can start the Informix HQ, how it is very helpful for a customer to do monitoring and administration on the Informix database server. So let me start with this presentation. So today agenda is that we will give you the brief introduction about the Informix HQ, its architecture overview. Then we will tell you about the installation and starting Informix server using IHQ, and then capabilities and feature monitoring using agent. There is a part of Informix HQ is actually a part of two jars file. One is the Informix HQ server, and the other is the agent jar file. I will tell you briefly about the agent jar file, why agent is useful, how it is helpful for monitoring these sensors, how we can apply the sensors, alerts, and everything about it. And then some recent improvements, and last we will show you the demo. It's a modernizing tool for monitoring and managing Informix database server. It is based on Java 1.8, and we are using Jetty as a web server. And in the front end, we are using Angular as a UI. Its purpose for build is to ease of scale and for scaling out. It's provide performance management capabilities, provide a customizable alerting system. We have integrated with Twilio, email, SMTP. We have integrated with the PagerDuty and some scripts. If user want, user can run their those scripts as well for the alerting scheme. It's a single tool where the DBA and the app developer can manage, can Informix server, and can be very useful for them. It's accessible from any desktop like laptop, mobile device, or any web browsers. We'll come upon the architecture and the installation thing. As I told you earlier, it's a web-based tool. So this part is the Informix HQ server jar file. Informix HQ server jar file communicates with the Informix database server as well as the Informix HQ agent jar file. And on the front end, we are using Angular as a UI. So we have upgraded with the Angular as a new version, and the rest, and these are the REST APIs which are serving the Angular for the data. And on the backend, if you will see, we have the Informix database server and an Informix HQ agent. That is a very lightweight process which is helpful for the monitoring of data. Prerequisites, as I told you earlier, this Java 1.8 is required, then browser compatibility 81, Firefox 74, which we have tested it. And the Informix database server, which it supports, is 12.10 and 14.10. Also, you can find the Informix HQ jar file in the Informix dir/HQ folder. Over there, you will find two jar files. As I told you earlier, that is first is Informix HQ server and Informix HQ agent. How to set up the Informix HQ server jar file. So for running the Informix HQ server jar file and for the setup, you require a server log4j XML file. These are the logging configurations. User can customize this configuration based on their requirement, and also you need a property file because property file is required because initially we need to tell the user, we need to tell the code that what is the initial admin password like. Initial admin password means through which user can log in. And there are separate properties over there like HTTP port user can set, HTTPS port user can set, and various properties of H2DB database user can set in this properties file. So you can say properties file is that as an configuration for the Informix HQ. Configuration file for the Informix HQ. Yeah. So as soon as you give this initial admin password property over there and you start the Informix HQ server, you will be redirected to the login page of the Informix HQ server that is runs on 8080 port by default. User can change this port and can access the Informix HQ server. For starting the Informix HQ server, either user can manually type the Java command as it's a Java-based tool, or user can use our script which we have given in this HQ directory, and that is start server, or with the jar file name and the server properties file user can give it. Or as I told you, this is the manual command user can type it. Upon login or upon not login, upon starting the Informix HQ server, you will be redirected to this URL. Then you will that is the IP on which you are running on and the port. While on clicking on this thing in the browser, you will be redirected to this login page. Inside this login page, user need to type the admin as a user, and initial admin password is the password which user has applied for the property file. So for the first time, it will take that password, and further we recommend once login, user can please change that password because it is password case sensitive and it's important for the user to change it. Once user logged into this I will show you in the demo as well. User will be redirected to this page. Inside this page, user need to click on the add server, give some basic properties like server name user want to give, then the host name on which the Informix server is running, and the port number. With this, user need to give the username and password for to connecting with the database like monitoring credentials and the admin credential. Along with this, user can also give the connection property if there is any with the Informix database server. So if I will say indirectly, it is making a JDBC connection in order to get and retrieve data from the Informix database server. These are the HQ capabilities. You can administration about from the HQ for the Informix database server. You can get the performance statistics. You can get the storage. Storage, when I say you can create a DB space, you can create a storage tool over there. You can from the schema manager, if I will say, you can run any query from Informix HQ to the Informix database server on particular database. You can create a table. You can drop a table. You can create particular indexes. You can create a databases as well. So, and these all are the capabilities of the Informix HQ server. This is some type of capabilities like you can see the auto update statistics over there, that what are all the last tables that need to be refreshed, what all are the evaluate, if you need to run an evaluate task over there, if you need to run a cleanup task over there. This I will show you in demo as well. So for Informix HQ, let me proceed with the demo first, and then we will cover up these PPT slides. This I have started Informix HQ on my server, and I have added three different databases server. The one is the primary, other one is the secondary, and one is the standalone server. So how I added it, again, I just clicked on this add server, then give the name of this, host name, port name, username, credential, and then just click on the save submit button. Once you click on the submit button, you will be redirected to this screen, and you will see your server is added over here. Coming on to the capabilities of the Informix HQ, I will showcase you through the primary server. If I will click on this primary server, it will show me my SDR connections, what all SDR connections are active or not. Then it will show me my Informix server is online or not. And again, if I will come over here, like in the auto update statistics, so I need to click over here, and I click over here, it will show me just it's a click response. That's it. And it is taking all the data from the Informix database server and it's showing you over here in the tabular formats, in the graphs format. You can run a evaluate now task from here. You can run a cleanup task as well. Just for the configuration, if you want to see, you can see how much frequency, what is the frequency of the evaluation task, what is the auto update statistics frequency. You can change the parameter as well. With this, you can also change the configuration as well. If you want, if I want this database to be of high priority, I just need to drag and drop it. That's it. Disable and just need to click on save. That's it. With this, I can also get the alerts. If some alerts are there in the Informix database server that Informix database server found these types of tables which needs the status updates. You can see over here. You can also see the commands which are successfully, which are pending in the Informix database server yet to be fired. And you can see the in progress command as well. There are no commands currently, and in error as well if there is any error. So these are the auto update statistics command which you can see in the Informix HQ. Coming on to the next one, that is the server administration. Through this Informix HQ, you can run the task as well. The predefined Informix task, you can change their configuration. You can run it on your priority basis. You can change the parameter as well. You just need to click on that particular task, and you can change the frequency as well if you want. So just need to go to edit and can change their start time, frequency, their days on which they want to run, their commands, and you can easily view their parameters as well. Upon over here, you can also add a new task. So tasks are of four type, like task, startup task, sensor, and startup sensor. You can add from it here. You can define your commands over there, that what all commands they need to fire, on which day they need to fire, on which frequent, on which start time, stop time you need to say. You can give all those things from here. See, in the run history tab, you can see what all commands have already run, how number of times of their execution, their average time, last run time. And if you want to run it again, you can directly click on this. This will directly run your task over there. Coming to the next one, that is the capabilities of server administration. That is the privileges section. So inside this privileges section, you can give a particular username, the privilege they want. Like if I want Shubham as a username of the Informix database server, through which I can log in over there. So which database I can access. So you all things you can manage through the manage privileges section. I will show you over here. For this is my databases. I can select these databases. I can give the username. I can select their privileges like connect, resource, DBA, and can grant all those permission to them. On basis of the table level as well, I can give the table level privileges to the users and can see whether that user is able to access all those privileges or not. Account, you can see the SQL admin API privileges. I can grant the permissions to those users which want the SQL admin API permissions on the Informix database server. I can do it from the Informix HQ. And internal user. If I want to create some user on the Informix database server, I can click on over here, give the right permissions over here, then the password, and then I can say what's their server directory of that is option, and then confirm with the password, and then add a user over here. This will create a user on the Informix database server. Coming on to the next one, this is the capabilities and storage capabilities. So if I will come over the storage, you just need to click. You can see your DB spaces, how much your blob spaces are there, your temp spaces are there, and you can directly click on the spaces thing. Over here, you can see how much your root DB database is full, how much is size, what is the space size, and over here you can either create it, modify the space, like you want to extend the size over here, or you want to expand the space of the root DBS, or you want to add some chunks over here. You can do it directly from this thing. You can also create spaces from here, like click on the create spaces. You can define the name of the space. You can define the type, like temporary DB space, blob space, SB space. You can give the page size, either default or how much page size you want, then the offset, and specify the path of the DB space, and just need to create on click. The space will be created and will be shown over here. Over here. You can view this list as spaces or as chunks over here. Coming on to the next part, that is the storage pool. So through Informix HQ, you can also create a new storage pool in the Informix database server. It's just a click-based thing. You need to click on the pool thing. Right now, currently, I don't have any storage pool entry. I just click on the and add entry thing. They specify the path, its priority, its offset, and its fixed size and chunk size. That's it. I need to give these all parameters. I need to click on the add. Rest Informix HQ will handle by its own, and it will create a storage pool in the Informix database server. That will look like this. It will tell you about the status of it, its priority, its chunk size, and its last access time over here. You can delete it as well, or you can modify it, the storage pool as well from the Informix HQ. Coming on to the next, that is the table and indexes. So from Informix HQ, you can see, let me click on it. You can see what all tables are there in my root DBS for particular database. I can click on the all DBS and I can select all databases as well. It will show me the list of tables which are there in all DBS and in all database. And through this list, I can directly click on the optimize size. If I will click it, it will ask me about some parameters like compress, repack, shrink, and just need to click on apply. It will directly optimize the auto space. It will also update the information if I click on that particular thing. You will get a successful message like this. Let me show you. This page. has been updated. That's it. So you can do it for the indexes as well. You can do it for the table as well. So this is the part of Informix HQ that just on clicking, you can handle the optimization as well as the update information from Informix HQ. Coming on to the next capabilities, that is, I have told you earlier, that is Schema Manager. It is like a DB access tool for you, but not solely a DB access tool where you can run a script as well, but we are making it like a DB access. So over Schema Manager, if you will click on it, you will see a list of databases over here. You can select which database you want. It will show you the tables of that particular database. It will tell you the information, stored procedure, sequences, user-defined privileges, data blade modules, aggregate, cast, and operator classes informations over there. But all stored procedures are there in that particular database. It will show you that. Upon clicking on that particular table, it will show you the information of that particular table. That what our columns are there, what our indexes are there, references, privileges, statics, constraints, fragments, and triggers over there. The next part of it is the SQL editor. So supposingly I want to run some query through Informix HQ, I can run it easily like select star from sys tables. If I want to run, I can clearly click on run. It will show me all the tables which are there in this table, all the rows which are there in this table. Upon clicking on this, it will show me the next page. And if suppose some tables is not present, it will show me the error as well. The specified table is not in the database. So it is like a modernized tool for the DBS if they want to run some queries, something, or they want to create some indexes or create table, they can do it through the schema manager. With clicking on these three dots, you will get an option to create a database, create a demo database if you want, or drop this particular database, or if you want to create some table, you can create it directly clicking on this thing. It will ask you about the table name, your owner, and your table type. Then you need to add a columns, and through a very simple process, you can create a particular table. If I will click on some particular table, it will, with this three dot, I can create an index on it. And if there is any index, I can also drop that particular index on it. This is the power and strength of the schema manager, which is there in the Informix HQ. This we have listed it like you can view a detailed information, you can view a detailed information about tables, create a database as well, create demo database, drop, create a table, drop a table, create index, and delete an index. This is all what I have shown you over here. Yeah, that is the demo. Now coming on to the second part of it, which I have told you, that is the Informix HQ agent. So these all are the types of administration work which Informix HQ can do. As a DBA, you can do all these types of work through Informix HQ to administrate the Informix database server. Now coming on to the second part, which is the monitoring. Like I want to add some sensors on some particular tables, or a sensor like how much my DB space is left. So that part comes under the Informix HQ agent. Informix HQ agent again is a Java based code. It's a very light process, like it's nearly about 5 MB of a jar file, which is very light. And this you need to run on your Informix database server machine. So one, it is recommended to run on Informix database server machine, although you can run on the host machine as well, but some of the sensor would not work because some of the sensors require to be agent to be on the particular that machine. So once you run this Informix HQ agent, like I will show you in the demo as well. First we will go through the PPT and then we'll show you on the demo. So HQ agent and monitoring, like it's a sensor. You can then modify. You can then add your dashboard as well. If you want to see some particular sensors graph, you can add the dashboard, and you can see, you can further define some alerts. Like if my DB space is 70%, particular root DB space size is 70% then higher, I need to get an alert. So through Informix HQ, you can do it very easily. Also on that alerts, you can get your email if you want. You can get a phone call through Twilio. You can run some particular script and you can use the PagerDuty as well. So Informix HQ agent is a lightweight Java process that is designed to run alongside on the Informix database server. It will monitor your Informix database like server is online or not, server indication mode, all these types of status will be tell by the Informix HQ through some JDBC queries it's used to tell. And sometimes it requires need to run on the commands as well on the Informix database server machines. Then the agent stores the monitors data, and these data, like if I uh, apply some sensor over there in the Informix HQ, supposingly a DB space sensor or a sensor like a memory sensor, then these all data need to be uh, kept inside Informix database server because we need to track all these data. So it requires a repository database. If we once we give the repository database, it will configure the repository database over itself, and it is used to store all these things in the repository database. This all thing I will show you in the demo as well. First, we will go through the PPT, then we'll show you in the demo. Then it gathers all the metrics, how often that metrics can be run. Like if I want some sensor to be run on a particular hour, particular second, I can do it from the Informix HQ server. This type, you will get the Informix HQ agent jar inside the Informix HQ dollar slash HQ directory, and you will get a log4j XML file over there as well. The process to start the Informix HQ agent is still is the simple one. You can start with the script file, or you can directly give the Informix HQ agent jar with Java command and its properties file. Its property file used to contain three properties mainly: how to connect with the Informix HQ server, that port number, and what is the Informix server ID that we need to give in order to connect it. Upon coming on to the monitoring thing, it's used to monitor all the sensors. It's used to monitor the data through the sensors, and then you can design your custom dashboard over there. You want to see that particular metric over there, you can do it through the Informix HQ. Coming on to the demo part, let me show you how it works. So currently on my system, if you will see, my agent is also running. Informix HQ used to show the agent status as well, and it is running through a simple command. If I will show you over here, this is my server. If I will click on Informix HQ.sh script and want to list what all Java commands are running, it will show me my one jar file is running for the Informix HQ server, and three agent jar files are running for different instances of the Informix database server. I have three instances like primary, secondary, and standard. So I have three Informix HQ agent jar file running for those instances. As soon as you start this agent file, you will see a green checkbox over here that will tell you your agent is online, and you can add monitor or you can add sensors in the agent. Clicking on this, the main part of the agent is comes on the monitoring section. If I will click on the monitoring thing, I can apply sensors which are over here. Like these are the list of sensors which I can apply in on the Informix database server. So for the demo purpose, I have already added two sensors like DB space usage sensors and operating system CPU sensors. Right now I have disabled it, but if I want, I can click on the enable part and I can enable those sensors. In the edit thing, I can click on the edit. I can give the run interval time that I want my sensor to be run on particular 5 second. My data, which is there for the sensor, should be for 30 days or indefinite. I can go give all these things and just need to click on the save. It will save the changes and it will run that particular sensors. In my case, currently these sensors are disabled. I will click on this thing to make it enable. These are now enabled. Need to do the changes. Changes are saved, and now these sensors are enabled for me. So what is the use of this sensor, which I have told you that you can run a predefined thing for a particular interval of time. You can see whether those data are there or not, and how much time for data should be there, and what all things they need to be monitored. You can give through these sensors. After clicking on the sensors, there are something like supposingly in customer case or some case, I want my root DBS, as I told you, if it's more than 70%, give me an alert. So how can I mention it over there? It's a very simple thing. You click on this alerting page. create an add alert button, give the alert name, select a value that I want a latest value of the metric, click which sensor you want to give, like I want DB space sensor, what should be the percentage free, is less than or is more than or is one of them. You can define the that condition and just click on the add thing. So this will create your alert. In my case, I have already created one alert. I will show you that thing. I have an alert for the DB space usage. I have given with the latest metric. I have given that particular sensor. I have given a condition that if its percentage free is greater than 0%, just to get an incident, I have given this false condition because I know this condition will be fulfilled and this will throw me an alert. So I have given this thing is greater than 0%, it should give me some alert over there. So as soon as I click on the save changes, this alert changes will be saved, and this type of alert you will see over here. You can disable this alert as well. In future, if you want, you can either remove this alert as well. As soon as this alert will be applied, I will see an incident in the incident tab. Let me show you again. I will change the condition to 1%. I will save the changes. As soon as I save these changes, this will run, and see, I get one alert that my percentage free is 22%, which is greater than the conditions which I have given in the alert, and it showed me an incident over here. So you can configure further this incident through your alerting configuration. Either you can get it on the email, again, phone call, or some message on some text. You can directly go from here. You can go to the system settings. Inside the system setting, there is alerting configuration. Just give your configuration like Tulio if you want to use. You want to give the SID, auth token, phone number, and you can test it as well. You can run the, you can do it from the pager duty as well, or some script, or some simple email SMTP configuration you can give over here, and you will get that alert on your email. Now, the third part of the agent, which is very, very helpful in our case, that is the dashboard. See, I have applied some alerts or some sensors over there in the Informix database server. Now, what those sensors are doing, they are gathering that particular information, collecting that particular information, and putting in some database server, putting in some database over there inside the Informix database. So now I want to see that particular metric, that on at particular time, what was my DB space usage, what was its free usage or its consumption usage. For that, I just need to click on the dashboard. Upon clicking on the dashboard, you can click on the plus dashboard button. When you click over there, you will see on which server you want to apply this dashboard. You can just click on this plus. You can just select on which sensor you want to see the data. I select DB space usage. I select I want to see a free space. It will show me a free space with that particular time in a graphical format. If I will select all metrics, just a second. Let me check with this. It will show me a total size. Inside total size of root DBS or which DBS I want to see, I can click on it and it will show me that particular thing. And if I will click on save dashboard thing, it will save, the dashboard is saved for me. So for the demo purpose, I have already created some dashboards. Let me click on that. Like some in case of OS memory, if I want to see, it will show me like this thing, what all are the operating system memories for the user, system, IDL, and wait time in the graphical format. So this is the very helpful thing for the DBAs. If they want to see something like in the graphical format, they can easily see all those configurations through the Informix HQ. You can add these dashboard in particular Informix database server, as well as on the parent level, you can add those particular dashboard inside this. So that will apply to all the Informix database servers which are added in the Informix HQ. That is the part of dashboard things. Coming on to the second part, that is what I have told you, that Informix HQ agent requires a repository database in order to save some data. So how can you set up that repository database? You just need to click on the setup thing. Coming on to the agent, you need to give a particular database in which the sensor data will be stored. So I have selected my primary server over here. If I will click on that particular database, it will save it, and I can also give the connection properties if they are separated from this Informix server. So supposingly if I've given some connection property over here, but for my agent database, those connection properties are different. So I can define those properties over here as well and just need to click on the save. Those data configuration will be saved, and you will see the data in the dashboard as well. You can also shut down the agent from the Informix HQ if you don't want to run that particular agent. Supposingly, some customer used to say that I don't want to monitor some data, I just want to use Informix HQ as an administrating tool. So you can directly shut down it from here. You can use Informix HQ then as a administrative tool. Coming on to these other parts of the Informix HQ, which are very helpful, like the SDR thing. So I have configured an SDR setup, primary and secondary. Now, if I want to see the setup, I can directly click on the application, click on the high availability. It will show me the cluster topology of the primary and the secondary database server. If this server is added in the Informix HQ, then I will click on this and it will redirect me to the particular server and it will show me all the information. See, I have changed through secondary. I was in the primary, but now it's changed to the secondary server and it will show me about that particular metrics, about information of that server too. Then we can see the cluster metric as well. For this, we need to apply again the sensor because our agent is running. If I want to apply those sensors, I just need to click over here, enable sensors. That's it. My sensors are enabled. Then coming on to the next part, that is the SMX info. Over here, we can see the SMX info and some configurations of the SDR database. Like if I want to SDR servers, if I want to change some configuration for the SDR server, I can do it from here as well. With this, we can also change the on config parameters from the configuration tab. If I will click on the configuration tab, those parameters which are allowed to change at the runtime, those are visible at this dark blue with the pencil icon. If they are not allowed to change while the server is running, it is visible like this. So you can change those parameters from here as well. You don't need to go to the on config file and need to change all those things. Supposing in case if your agent is running but your agent is not having the repository database, in that case you will see the agent status as not configured. What that status means, that your agent is running but your agent is not configured with the repository database. So you need to go to the setup, click on the agent, give some particular database. Like in my case, secondary server is the readable server, so I cannot write anything on it. So I am giving my agent repo for the primary server. I click on this, I can click which database I want for the agent thing to keep their data. I can, if I will click on this, I can click on save, it will save this thing. And upon coming back, you will see my agent is now online, my repository database also saved, and everything is there. Just a second. I think we have some questions over here. We'll see it afterwards. Yeah. So these all are the capabilities of the Informix HQ server. From here, you can directly click on this button. This will shut down your Informix database, Informix server, not the Informix database, Informix HQ server. It will shut down. If you want to create some other user other than admin, you can click on this. You can go to the system settings. You can go to the user management. You can directly click on the create user and you can create a user with some particular permissions like SQL administrative. You can give it through here and those users will be created on the Informix HQ side. You can further see all the reports like system reports. In the system report tab, you will see log list report, log per session report, log per table report. If you will click on it, it will show you all those required information on just one click. You can also customize these report, like if you want to create your own report, click on this, go to system settings, go to report management, and you can create your custom report as well from here. You need to select the selected database server, like on which server that report need to be via particular database. You can give your query, like if I want to run on sysmaster, like select star from sys tables. If I want to give, it will run. Then you need to click on next. You need to give some particular information that what all columns you need to see over in that report. Once you click on next, need to give the ID for the report, access tables, name, sys, description if you want to give, category inside like it's a log report, performance report, or it's a miscellaneous report. Click on next, it will create a JSON over here. Just on click, you are getting each and everything. And once this is finalized, you click on the save report. Once this report is saved, you can see you can edit these report from here as well. And this report is now available in the primary server inside the system report. If you click on SYS, you will see the required data of that particular report. Which so through this you can create your custom reports as well through Informix HQ database, Informix HQ server. Further on the view agents, you can see what all agents are running on which server they are running. You can click on this button and you can directly shut down that particular agent if you want from just one click from the view agent tab. Yeah. Coming on to this PPT. So Informix HQ agent is used for the sensor things, which I have told you. You can create your custom sensors as well from the admin menu. You can create you can create a sensor with some predefined SQL that they need to track all this data. You can directly create it from the Informix HQ server. If you want already edit sensors, you can just need to click on this. I have shown you that I have added already for the OS and for the DB space. Just click on this, you will get all that particular info. Alerting, I have shown you that we can create an alert upon which alert means some conditions upon which if we will get some incident, if that condition or the threshold value is overcome, we will get an incident, and that incident can be get through Twilio and PagerDuty or email as well. These are the alerting page which I have shown you. You can directly define an alert on the Informix database server as well. If the Informix database server status have been changed, give me some alert. You can do that as well. You can give the custom dashboard thing, like I have shown you that on a particular dashboard thing, you can create a visual graphic way in order to see some particular data of some particular sensors. This is what it looks like in a graphical view. Here we comes with the recent improvements in the Informix HQ server. So we have upgraded Angular from 8 to 14.1.3. We have included the new version of JDBC with the Informix HQ. We have inbuilt file database like S2 database we are using in order to store the login information about the Informix HQ. So we have upgraded that database as well. We have done some login enhancements. We have used earlier we was on the logback for the logging thing. Now we have come on to the log4j2 and we are using those configurations for the Informix HQ server. You can view the agents and with the drop down and you can directly shut down these agents that I've shown you. There are some enhanced SDR secondary options like in earlier you was not able to see an Informix database like it's a primary one or the SDR secondary one or the standard one. So we have enhanced it. Right now you can see all these with a label over here that whether that particular server is a standard server or SDR server or a primary server. You can see the custom reports which I have shown you. You can create your own custom reports as well. You can see the schema manager, like how schema manager works, how you can run a particular query on the schema manager. You can do it from the Informix HQ. These are some particular links about the Informix HQ, like the knowledge guide, what all are the documentation of the Informix HQ, how can we start it, how to use it, and some YouTube channel. We have created a YouTube channel in which we have featured some important features of it that we can use it, and some open feature requests like AHA request. If there are still AHA requests for creation of domain. So right now we are working that we can create an entire replication domain through Informix HQ. We can apply the replicates on their domain, that how the replicate works and how what all data needs to be replicated on some particular other server. So we are working on that feature currently, that how we can create an entire ER replication domain with the replicate through Informix HQ. Yeah, that's it from my end regarding the Informix HQ. If you have some questions, we can go ahead
Yep.
with that.
Reading from kernel, Ode had the ability to view the SQL trace history
Yeah,
by enabling the schedule job. Can you go into any more detail about what Informix HQ has there?
yeah, sure. So if you will click on the SQL tracing,
Mhm.
you will get an info. Currently, it's my off, so I need to enable it with the mode, like a global mode or the low mode, or with the number of traces. Once I click on the save, yeah. So my SQL tracing is currently on. It will show me the required info, like what all are the procedures, how many inserts are there, how many selects and updates are there. If you want to drill down on some particular statements, you can click on it. It will show you the particular statements, what all are there. You can filter it further from date wise. You can filter it, or you can use that particular search button over search filter over here. Coming on to the transactions things, you can drill down to some particular transactions. You can see what all transactions are there. Clicking on it, you will get the detailed info of that particular transaction, that what are all the sequence commands over here, what all that completion time, runtime of that particular transactions.
Right. There was a follow-up question on this though, where in Oat you can actually set up the task scheduler job to save SQL trace and then be able to view the history tables. Can you do that through HQ?
Yeah, so the task scheduler as well, you can define that particular task, or you like SQL, if there's some SQL save SQL trace task over here, you can click on it, directly click on the edit. You can define the start time of that, start time. You can define what all days it should run, and just click on the save button. It will apply that particular configuration on that task.
So how would you be able to view the history?
You, which history? Sorry.
In Oat, you could actually, after you have the save SQL trace, you could actually go point the SQL tracing to be able the section on Oat to SQL tracing to view the history the same way you do the live time buffer. Is that possible through Informix HQ?
No, not currently. That thing we still, because see, we are right now developing this, is in a developing phase. So some features are there which are not which are there in the code. We are trying to make those features in Informix HQ as well. So that is in progress.
Okay, yeah, that is absolutely a feature request from a few of
Yeah,
us, in the order. But
yeah.
no, I appreciate all the work you all have been doing on this product. So